Welcome back to another episode of Teachers in Transition, the podcast and the YouTube channel. My name is Kitty Boitnott, the owner of Boitnott Coaching and the founder of Teachers in Transition. If you've listened to this podcast in the past, thank you. You'll know that I alternate topics each week, one week talking about stress management strategies for teachers, and then on alternating weeks, I talk about some form of career transition strategy or tactic in the event that you've decided you're leaving the education world and looking for a new job. This week, the subject is stress and stress management. And I have to admit that when it comes to talking about stress management for teachers, I often struggle with what to say anymore. I have talked about this topic for years. I have done workshops on it. I've written books about it. I've written articles about it. I don't know what else to offer, really. I mean, there are resources on my website. There's a cheat sheet. There's an ebook. Everything I know about stress management for teachers, I've already pretty much shared. The good news is that I'm not the only person out there offering stress management strategies. And I ran across a post today that I'll share the link to, that I think it's called studenttreasures.com. It's a blog, and it was posted in August of 2021. So just as school was getting ready to start. And it offered that 61% of teachers reported, whenever their research was done, to be feeling some or a lot of stress, which is twice as much as any other profession. Now let that sink in for a minute. Teachers are feeling stress at twice the level of any other professional group reporting their stress. And I wish I could say that was a surprise to me, but it's not. I've known since I started this business in 2013 that teachers were feeling increasingly stressed and stretched and underappreciated and disrespected. And I knew that there would be a time of reckoning coming, and it's coming. That teachers are leaving in droves. Many of them are quitting mid-year, midweek, because the stress that they're experiencing is simply untenable. And you've heard me say before, if you've ever listened to me before, if you haven't, this will be the first time you may have heard it, but stress gone unchecked will make you sick. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. And it's a matter of what kind of illness will show up for you. Will it be diabetes, high blood pressure, gastrointestinal issues? Might it be a combination of things? It's hard to tell. Genetics will play some part in it, but stress brings about a breakdown of your immune system, which further breaks down your ability to stay well and healthy. And when this happens, and it's like a little bit every day of chipping away at the wall of your immunity system, will finally break through, unless you are taking proactive steps to stop it from taking place. And I have offered many things that can help to ward it off and to help you to manage your stress more effectively, including the importance of staying hydrated, breathing properly several times a day to make sure that your cells and your brain get the oxygen that you need to be well and healthy, to get the exercise that you need, to eat for good nutrition. But today I want to emphasize one particular practice more than any of the others. And that is that you need to start taking control of your sleep. Now, I am a sleep science coach. I don't often talk about that so much, But I want to spend a little bit of time talking about the importance of sleep today. And I know I've done this in the past, but cannot emphasize enough the critical nature of your getting the sleep that you need so that you can manage the stress in your life, whether it's coming from school or home or wherever it may be cropping up. If you're not getting the sleep that you need, you will not have the resistance that you need to manage or the resilience that you need to manage the stress coming your way. Lack of sleep causes you to feel cranky, irritable, grumpy, whatever word you want to call it, unable to think clearly, groggy even. Do you know how many car accidents are caused each year, not from drunk driving, but from groggy driving? People who are driving because they're simply sleep deprived and shouldn't be behind the wheel any more than you would get behind the wheel if you've had too much to drink. And yet people drowsy drive all the time. And nobody calls it a crisis, but it is. It's extremely important. So getting the sleep that you need. Now that means that you have to take control of your evening routine. You have to make a decision that you're going to set aside the lesson plans and the papers that need to be graded. They can be graded another day. You will set a time that you and your family are going to go to bed so that by the time you have to get up when the alarm goes off the next morning, you will have gotten at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep. If you have to get up at 5, count back. What time does that mean you have to go to bed? If you have to get up at 4:30, what time does that mean you have to get up? If you get up a half an hour ahead of your family, what time do you have to get up? Then work your way back and come to an agreement with members of the family that this is going to be a new routine that you develop together. Your kids need their sleep too. Depending on their ages, they need more sleep than you do. Your spouse needs sleep as well. So come to terms with the entire family about what time you're going to start winding down for bed and what time you're going to bed. It may be a difficult routine to establish in the beginning. I won't kid you. It's hard enough for me to get to bed at the same time every night, and I don't have anybody to corral but my dogs. And they're usually ready when I say, let's go. But it's important. It's important to your health. It's important to your stress management ability. So get the sleep that you need. And whatever you need to do to make that happen, do it. Part of the reason that sleep is so critical is that in the evening, during certain hours of the night, you are going into sleep cycles, the REM cycle and the deep sleep cycle. And it's during those different cycles that you are managing and sorting memories for the day, as well as figuring out problems that may be besetting you, issues that may be nagging at you. And during that deep sleep cycle, your brain is flushing out toxins that have built up over the course of a 24-hour period. These toxins need to be flushed away from your brain because left there, they can become the precursor to early onset dementia or Alzheimer's. There's a definite connection between people who have erratic or irregular sleep patterns and dementia. You don't want that. So start going to bed at an early enough hour that your brain can take care of sweeping away, if you will. Think of a vacuum cleaner coming through and cleaning out the sticky toxins that have been eliminated from the cells in your brain throughout the day. You want those flushed out, right? I do. I want mine flushed out. So take care of that. If you do nothing else, get the sleep that you need. And that's the message for this week. Sleep, figure out a sleep cycle, figure out a sleep routine, figure it out with your family, do yourself and them a favor, and establish a sleep routine that will help you all feel fresher and healthier in the long term and less stressed. That's it for this week. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week.